Right, stop, collaborate, and listen. If you're making over $180,000 a year in the Bay Area and thinking about moving to Folsom to save money, you might actually be underestimating the real cost by $2,000 a month. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is going to talk to you about the hidden expenses like this video. Not any other relocation YouTubers, not your friends, and not even most agents. Today we're breaking down the real numbers: mortgage, taxes, groceries, utilities, insurance, and the one cost in particular that shocks almost every Bay Area family I work with. By the end of this video, you're gonna know whether Folsom is your financial freedom move or just a different version of expensive. You guys, I'm Joubert Caston. I'm a local real estate advisor in town, but most importantly, I'm a very proud girl dad. This video, we're going over whether the cost of Folsom is going to be a right move for you and your family. So let's dive right into it. I'm going to be completely honest with you folks. Living in the Bay Area can feel like you're in a pressure cooker, baby. You're shilling out $4, $5, maybe even $6,000 a month for a place that anywhere else would be a starter home. You're trading square footage for a brutal commute, giving up a backyard for a tiny balcony, and pouring so much of your paycheck into just existing. So, and that's all while having just barely enough to actually live. It's a constant grind, that feeling that no matter how hard you work, you're just treading water in the ocean of insane expenses. And then you hear about Folsom. It's pitched as the perfect solution, the promised land just a couple of hours away, a place with fantastic schools, safe neighborhoods, and the ultimate prize, an affordable, spacious home. It sounds perfect, and maybe just a little too perfect. So let's put that promise to the test, starting with the biggest expense of them all, which is your housing costs. This is the number one reason people flee the Bay Area, and it's no wonder why. As of early 2026, the median home price in many desirable Bay Area communities is soaring well over $1.2 million. And for that, you might get a 1,200 square foot bungalow built 80 years ago that needs a total gut job. Want to rent a simple 2-bedroom apartment? You're easily looking at $3,500 to $4,000 a month, and often way more. Now let's look at Folsom. As of early 2026, the data shows the median sale price is right around $745K. Some listings might be priced higher, around that $799K, but you could definitely find listings lower as well. So let's be real. That is still not cheap by national standards, but compared to the Bay, it's a completely different world. That $750K price point in Folsom gets you a modern 2,200 to 2,400 square foot home, often with 4 bedrooms, a 2-car garage, and that mythical creature Bay Area folks only dream of, a backyard. The financial difference is seismic. The mortgage on a $1.3 million home in the Bay is thousands more per month than on a $745,000 home in Folsom. That difference alone is life-changing. Yes, indeed. On the rental side of things, the savings are just as huge. The average rent for a 2-bedroom apartment in Folsom is about $2,442. You can find a 3-bedroom house for under $3,000. That's a savings of $1,000 to $1,500 a month every single month compared to a smaller place in the Bay. That's money that goes straight back into your pockets for savings, travels, your kids' college funds, or just breathing room. So on housing, the verdict is crystal clear. Folsom offers a massive financial advantage. You get way more house for a lot less money. But a home is more than a mortgage. You have to power it, stock it, and live in it. So now that we covered the housing expense, let's get into everyday expenses. Okay? So what does it cost? What is that one cost that hits your wallet every week? This is where the story gets a bit more complicated. And let's start with groceries. You think moving away from a huge metro area would mean big savings at the supermarket, but in Folsom, grocery prices are actually a bit higher than the national average. So while you won't see a huge spike compared to the Bay Area, don't expect your food budget to suddenly shrink. Now, for the real shocker, the hidden cost no one warns you about when they tell you to move to Folsom: the utilities. Folsom's utilities prices are a staggering 65% higher than the national average. And why is that? The summers in the Sac Valley are super hot. I mean, kind of disrespectfully hot. You'll be running your AC nonstop from June through September, and those bigger, more affordable homes take a lot of energy to cool. While your friends in the Bay might get by with a fan on those rare hot days, Folsom residents depend on their AC, and that is darn true. And our utilities bills definitely show it. This is a huge line item that can seriously eat into the savings you're making on housing. So finally, let's talk about transportation. Gas prices in Folsom are high, pretty much on par with the Bay. The biggest difference though is how much you need a car here in the Greater Sac area. Folsom is a suburb through and through. You'll be driving everywhere, to the grocery store, to the park, to restaurants. Those miles add up, and transportation costs are about 34% higher than the national average. This is a big contrast to parts of the Bay Area where, despite the traffic, you can often get by with a car light or even car-free lifestyle thanks to BART and Muni, and saving tons on gas, insurance, and maintenance. Now, let's dive into income, jobs, and the bottom line. Here's the other side of the cost of living coin. It's not just about what you spend, but what you can earn. And the reality is, salaries in the Sacramento region are generally lower than what you find for the same job in the Bay Area's tech and financial hubs. But don't mistake Folsom for a sleepy town. It's an economic powerhouse in its own right with a huge concentration of tech jobs. It's home to major employers like Intel, which remains the city's largest employer despite recent layoffs. Along with Micron, PowerSchool, Dignity Health, and Kaiser, this strong job market has pushed the median household income to a proud $139,000. This tells you that Folsom is a city of professionals. So here's a trade-off: you might take a pay cut moving from the Bay, but your money goes so much further, especially on the house. The key is to run the numbers for your specific industry. A 20% pay cut feels scary, but if your housing costs are cut by 40%, you can still come out way ahead. It's a personal calculation, but for many, the math works out in Folsom's favor. So let me ask you this: what your money actually buys you? This is where the numbers on a spreadsheet turn into real life. What does that cost difference between Folsom and the Bay Area actually get you in quality of life? In Folsom, your money buys you space. It buys a backyard for your kids and a dog. It buys a home office that isn't a corner of your bedroom. It also buys you access to some of the top public schools in California. The Folsom Cordova Unified District has an average testing ranking of 9 out of 10 and is in the top 20% of all public school districts in the state. Schools like Vista del Lago rank among the best in California, with math and reading scores well above the state average. For families, this alone can be the deciding factor. Your money also buys incredible access to the outdoors. Folsom is built for an active lifestyle with over 50 miles of paved trails, 2 lakes, and the American River. Weekends here are spent kayaking, paddleboarding, mountain biking, and hiking. That's a world away from the concrete-heavy lifestyle of the Bay Area cities. Now, some Bay Area cities. I'm from Marin County, so we kind of had all that as well. Now, what you might give up is the world-class dining, diversity, the sheer scale of museums and theaters, and the career-defining networking that can only happen in a global hub like the Bay. It's a trade-off between urban intensity and suburban peace. So here's the verdict. After running all the numbers, what's the final call? Is Folsom the affordable escape everyone says it is? The answer is a resounding yes, but with a huge asterisk. The savings on housing are incredibly real, and they are profound. It's the single biggest move you can make to slash your cost of living and boost your quality of life, letting you own a bigger home in a safe community with great schools. For most people leaving the Bay Area, that's the entire ballgame. However, this is the asterisk. Folsom is not cheap. It's an affluent suburb with its own high costs. Those surprisingly high utility bills in particular can be a major shock and will offset some of your savings. You have to go in with your eyes wide open, knowing that you're solving your housing problem, but you aren't moving to a low-cost paradise. Ultimately, the choice isn't just about money. It's about your lifestyle. Are you at a point in life where space, schools, and safety are your top priorities? Or do you still crave the energy, opportunity, and buzz of the Bay? Answering that question is a personal journey, guys. There's no right or wrong, only what's right for you. If you're trying to figure it out if Folsom or other Sacramento suburbs is the right fit, that's exactly what I'm here for. All my contact info is in the description below. Shoot me a text, send me an email, or just give me a call. I help people just like you navigate relocating here from the Bay Area just like I did. You guys, like, subscribe, share my channel. I'm here to help. I know how big of a move it is for all of us because I've done it myself. Reach out today. I'd love to be a resource for you and your family. And once again, I'm Jupiter Caston. Have a blessed day.